Hello. In this video we are going to start our tools file in Python, and we're going to make a really simple tool with some test cases. The reason why we build a tools file is because it's a wonderful place for us to practice skills and kind of play around with different ideas. This idea came from a former colleague of mine who got some advice from a coding teacher of his once, and he said you should always be programming. So a tools file, and you'll hear me call it a tools class sometimes because I originally did this in Java quite a bit, is just a collection of functions where we implement some of the learning we've done. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a folder inside your repository called tools. I'm asking everyone to do this so that I know where they are. You're going to make a new file, and we will save that file as tools, and then your first initial, last initial .py. The reason why I ask you to put your first and last initial is it just helps me kind of distinguish between everyone's. Alright, so we are going to make isEven function. And here's the flowchart for it. We're going to have some function that's going to start, and it's going to take a single parameter called a. And then we're going to do an if statement. We're going to say if a mod 2 is equivalent to 0, if that's true, we'll return true. Otherwise, we'll return false. So to make a function in Python, we say def, and we're going to call this isEven, and we are going to pass it a single parameter a. And all I'm going to say is if a mod 2 is equivalent to 0, we're going to return true. Otherwise, we return false. And that's it. There's our tool. Now, it's always good when you have a tool to come up to the top, and we're going to add some comments, and we're going to say this function. First, we're going to say isEven takes a single integer parameter a greater than or equal to 0, returning true if a is even and false if a is odd. There we go. Descriptions of your functions are really important. I encourage you to do that every time you make a function. And as we progress in this course, we'll talk about things like preconditions and postconditions and really good, proper ways to properly comment your code. All right, let's just do a little test run here. So we're going to say print isEven 0, print isEven 10. So those are two even numbers. Print isEven, I don't know, 9. And let's save this. And now we're just going to run this. So I'm just going to hit ls. And we see that, oh, I'm not in the right folder. I have to go into the tools folder here. So I'm going to say cd tools ls. There's my tools file. I say python 3 space tools and just hit tab and run it. And I should get true, true, false, right? Because this is isEven 0 true, isEven 10 true, isEven 9 false. Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some comments here, and this is test code for isEven. And you know, testing is really important to think about it and be deliberate. So I've picked 0 because 0 would be a number people would often miss. I've picked an even and odd number. You know, you could also test this really quickly by saying something like for I in range, and then we could say 0 to 100, increment by 1 each time. Remember, this will go from 0, and it won't actually reach 100. It will hit 99 inside the loop. And then we're just going to print isEven I. And this is a nice batch test where it will test all of them. So if I save this now and give this a run, I should see true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. And we know this last case is 99 here, so we get false. And if I really wanted to maybe show that a little better, I could say print, I don't know, let's put this, stri is, and then isEven. So we'll get, you know, the number is, and then it will tell us if it's odd or even. So we save this, give this a run. Oh, we get an error, not Boolean. Oh, let's cast this to an str. So we just have to cast that to an str because Python's really picky about that kind of stuff. I have the right number of braces. That's that brace, that's that brace. Looks good. And there we go. And sure enough, we see 68 is true, 68 is, well, we say true or false, not odd or even, but nonetheless, the spirit is there. Okay, That is our isEven function, and I do encourage you to just kind of practice and build different tools. You will see a accompanying video in this lesson where we do the exact same thing in JavaScript. And the reason why we develop the tools in multiple languages is to really practice those skills in different languages and also identify how most programming languages, it's the same stuff, just looks a little different. Take care.